been a problem in this debate in the past, in that people have said, well, of course, there is a difference between tax evasion, which is illegal and should be pursued by the full force of the law, and then there is tax avoidance, which is perfectly legal and okay. And I think the problem with that is there are some forms of tax avoidance that have become so aggressive that actually I think there are moral questions that we have to answer about whether we want to encourage or allow that sort of behaviour. Now, of course, some would say, we'll just keep changing the law to make the aggressive avoidance illegal. But with respect to friends in the accountancy profession, and many friends in the accountancy, it is difficult to do that. So I think there's a legitimate debate to say very aggressive forms of avoidance are not appropriate, and particularly in a country that's set a low tax rate, where people are parking huge amounts of money offshore and taking loans back to just minimise their tax rates. It is not morally acceptable. And I put it like this. You know, think of all those people who work hard, who pay their taxes, and out of that post-tax income save up to go and see Jimmy Carr. He's taking that money and stuffing it into something where he doesn't have to pay taxes. That is not fair. That is not right.
Morally repugnant?
I pick my terms carefully, but it isn't morally right to do that. Stocks and shares in the past, quite naturally, as my father was a stockbroker. I sold them all in 2010 because I wanted, if I was going to become Prime Minister, you know, I don't want anyone to say you've got other agendas or vested interests or all the rest of it. And I did. Samantha and I had a joint account, and we owned 5,000 units in Blairmore Investment Trust, which we sold in January 2010. That was worth something like £30,000.
Was there a profit on it?
I paid income tax on the dividends, but there was a profit on it, but it was less than the capital gains tax allowance, so I didn't pay capital gains tax, but it was subject to all the UK taxes in all the normal ways. So he left me some money, very generously, quite a lot of money, and I've been able to...
Can you tell us how much?
I think it was published at the time. It was £300,000. It was published at the time, as these things are. I obviously can't, you know, point to every source of every bit of the money, and Dad's not around for me to ask the question.